In my Free Guy review, I mentioned how while I was happy Jodie Comer was getting her time in the spotlight, I was disappointed that her breakout feature role was in a film so dull and uninspired as yet another Ryan Reynolds comedy where Ryan Reynolds plays Ryan Reynolds. In The Last Duel, I can safely say that I have a lot more hope for Comer's career in leading roles in films. You can tell simply in the way Jodie Comer acts as the Lady Marguerite that this character is far more suited to her talents than her bland and derivative character in Free Guy. Comer is the star performance from The Last Duel. Her harrowing and emotional performance here will certainly prove to those who have yet to see Killing Eve just how versatile an actress Comer is, and will hopefully lead to more brilliant roles like this in the years to come, even if she has to get to a few more Free Guys to get there. It's not only Jodie Comer that's great, however. Matt Damon and Adam Driver, the other two main leads, both being high-ranking members of the medieval French gentry who share a love for Lady Marguerite. Both actors nail their performances, and as the story goes on, their characters become all the more compelling and intriguing, thanks in part to these two men's outstanding performances. Ben Affleck is also among this star-studded cast, and while his character isn't quite as prominent as the others, he still pulls off a charming and unique show. The first time you see him with his new bleached blonde look, it's hard to believe that it's the same man who played Batman not long ago. Though all the performances are great, of course, the casting does seem a little peculiar. The go-to accent for doing a film or show in the Middle Ages is an English one. Though this is set in France, it's understandable why the director Ridley Scott and the actors decided not to go with silly French accents or even making the film completely in French. However, you'd think that it would be sensible then to get actors with native English accents to play parts that require them, especially since there's so many British actors working in the industry these days. Of course, as Jodie Comer is actually English, her accent is fine, but Matt Damon, Adam Driver and Ben Affleck's accents all fluctuate a lot and float between English and American. It's not too distracting, but it does just feel like since Affleck and Damon both wrote and produced this, they insisted on being in it. Though maybe they deserve the honour of playing these parts because the film is very well written. The story is a dark and chilling one and could almost be told the same way in a contemporary setting. There are a lot of scenes that are very hard to watch, but there are also some that are exciting and breathtaking. If the story had been told chronologically, this could still have been a great film. However, the story is told 3 times from the perspective of the 3 main characters, in the same vein as Rashomon. This adds a brilliant new element to the film with unreliable narrators and different twists on events you've seen previously. As you might guess, the film's story essentially being repeated 3 times does make for a pretty hefty runtime, though the story is so intriguing and compelling that the time will fly by. Each new telling adds a whole new layer to the tale and makes for a thought-provoking and emotional full package. You can also tell that the man who directed Gladiator is behind the camera for this film. While there's not a lot of action, when it does happen, it's brilliantly choreographed and utterly brutal. Several battle scenes occur that are gut-wrenching and bloodthirsty, while the titular Last Duel itself is harrowing and one of the tensest moments of film this year. The Last Duel is a very welcome surprise. It's a creatively written and edited film with a compelling story made all the more intriguing by its setting. Its budget is put in all the right places, making a film that's both epic in scale and intimate in emotion. Though some of the casting is clearly a result of ego or nepotism and leads to some dodgy accents, the performances underneath the voices are heartfelt and earnest. But of course, Jodie Comer is the real star of this film, and if Oscar buzz doesn't come her way after this film's release, then the Academy is surely being misguided. The Last Duel gets a Deight score of 8. Happy dating, you loners.